Hello, everybody. Welcome to COCBLOK, the Coalition of Craft Beer Lovers of Kentucky. My name is Matthew.
My name is Jay, Dr. J, otherwise known as Dr. Fabulous, or just Jeff.
And we're here to talk about beer. We have a whole slew of interesting topics that we're going to cover as we think of them in the next 5 minutes as we lead into
I'm right now thinking about what do I want to say. So, hey, man, so we missed last week. It was Labor Day. How was your Labor Day, Matt?
God,
I heard you got married. Is that true?
Again?
Again.
Yeah. For the fourth. This is my fourth marriage now. The first three ended. 2 of them ended with a bitter divorce. The third one, they still haven't found the body. But number four times is a charm. It's what I've been told. So.
Well, good for you, man. Good for you. Keeping it busy, keeping it real, getting married.
I really don't actually remember what I did.
Did you labor on Labor Day?
Yeah, I did. I probably just ended up working. I don't think I had a lot of really good.
For the sake of this show,
you want me to make up some great beer that I've had?
Did you have any beer on Labor Day?
Well, I have beer every day, and that's
mine.
I call it a hobby. Some people call it a problem. What kind of beer did you have? Well, I guess what have you been drinking lately that's been good or not good? Huge. What is that?
Huge.
I've been drinking a lot. Oh, what's going on with my headphones here? I've been drinking a lot of good stuff lately.
Okay.
I'll start with just yesterday.
Okay.
Because yesterday was Sunday.
Yeah.
The Lord's Day.
Yeah, keep talking.
And there goes Matt. And what... Put your shirt back on. And I think...
It's not a show unless I take my shirt off.
Had some dog days at Ethereal.
Ah, the new sour, correct?
American sour with mosaic and guava.
How was it? Can you taste the guava?
You can. And it pours this really hazy, peachy.
It looks like... I saw a picture of it online. It looks like milk.
Looks like peach milk.
Like peach milk. Is that what it tasted like, peach milk?
Tastes like pure guava, tropical fruit, goodness. Loved it. It was great.
Now, I did have the that sour, the Tropical Goza, which is their second iteration. The first one was passion fruit and dragon fruit.
Yeah.
And the second one, which Mr. Todd Takei brought to my attention, I didn't realize it was just passion fruit this time. And
leave out that dragon.
I actually like the second one better.
Did you?
I don't know if I've had a dragon fruit on its own. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anybody has. I don't know if it's a real thing. Yeah, what does a dragon fruit taste like?
It tastes very tropical. Does it taste like real dragons? It tastes like dragon. Also, dragons love tacos. Did you know that?
Everybody loves tacos. What are the hot pockets that you were telling me about that were so delicious?
It's called an empanada.
Taquitos?
Hey,
is that what it is?
Gringo. It's called an empanada.
Empanadas. Okay.
It's like in Lexington, Kentucky. Nobody seems to know what an empanada is.
There's like an empanada truck now.
Yeah, of course.
I
haven't gone to it yet.
I call it the hot pocket truck.
The hot pocket truck.
I had them. They're good.
Are they good?
So we were talking about beer.
Oh, right. And
what were you talking about? You were talking about dragon fruit. Well, how's dragon fruit taste?
Dragon fruit tastes like this kind of
peace and love.
Dragon fruit.
What are you just like queuing up like random like
this tastes like this
now.
Tropical. First of all, it's pinkish and kind of spikish looking, but they're not really spiky. And it's got these big black, not huge, but seeds inside. It's very tropical, fruity.
Okay,
love it. It's great. Guys need to eat some dragon fruit, man.
Well, I assume it's not a local thing that grows in people's backyards around Lexington, Kentucky. It's probably like on the outer reaches of like Iceland.
I know in the Middle East you can get it, probably in South America or something. I don't know.
What's the consistency? Is it like a mango or is it like an apple?
It's firmer. It's firmer.
It's more firmer.
Firmer.
Well, okay. Well, the Tropical Goes.
Anyway,
it
was
made
good.
This time.
Enjoyed it greatly. And other big news, I guess, so far in Lexington is the arrival of Braxton Brewing from Covington.
Yeah, I thought we were still talking about beer.
Oh, that's not beer?
No, well, beer you're drinking.
Oh, well, that's what I was getting to, actually.
Okay.
So there have been a number of Braxton quote-unquote takeovers, at least, where you get a few at once. They've been at Hopcat, Beer Trap, Beer Works, have all had.
Yes.
Even Pazzo's had a couple on.
Okay.
Different kinds of Braxtons, each one a little bit different from the other place. Have you tried any of the new Braxtons hitting town? Not the cans, but the draft.
I haven't tried the drafts. I've had a few of their cans, and they're pretty good. Most people's cans and their flagships. Why do you keep doing that? What is that?
This is what you do on a radio show.
This is what you think you're supposed to do on a radio show.
You're supposed to do on a radio show. You're supposed to have little sound bites.
You're supposed to just like plug in random sound bites at like off like color times. That's You need a soundboard instead of just interjecting
I
when,
know, basically.
like fart noises and stuff.
Find
a fart noise.
Whoa. Actually, can I?
This is like the worst show we ever.
Sausage.
Is that seriously? That's what we've been degraded to. Okay.
No, but all seriousness. But seriously, folks. No, I mean, have you tried? You haven't tried any of the Braxton's on Drivers?
I
Do you
haven't
drink
had
beer?
any.
You getting out?
Yeah, I don't get a lot of Braxton. Honestly, the few that I've had from Braxton have been okay.
I would agree with that.
I haven't really been turned on.
But there were. I thought the what's it called? Like the wine barrel one, Union, whatever.
Oh yeah, and was it a sour?
Yeah. And I thought the 1.0 was a really, really solid IPA.
Okay.
And the barrel aged lumber was really good.
What is that? What style is that?
That was a Scotch ale and bourbon barrels. Very good.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it surprised me. I've been there. It's all right place.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily blow my mind when I went a long time ago, but
Now, did you have that at the brewery, or did
no?
you
These were all in town. These were all here.
Okay, where did you have those at? Because I didn't really know where they were popping up at.
I had the barrel aged lumber at Pazos.
Okay.
I had the other. I had the Berliner Weiss, the wine barrel, and the 1.0 over at Beer Trap. And then yesterday there was I think it's called Haven, Hefeweizen.
Okay.
And then the farmhouse is called, just forget for a second. Had those at Beerworks.
Okay, cool. Well, it really has been peppered
all over town, man.
then.
And they're entering the market. Besides the few canning options, you can get them on draft around town. So support local-ish.
Local-ish, yeah. Well, they're technically Kentucky.
It's Kentucky.
Yeah, they are in Kentucky. They're
Kentucky
just like
Natty.
right south of the Kentucky Natty. Well, I've had some of their cans and stuff, and they're good. And I'm totally down for trying more stuff, but I haven't been, just been compelled to try anything else.
Did you go to festivals? After we had Chris in here and promoted and
I was in Tennessee drinking really awesome. You know what I was doing? Was that Labor Day? That was Labor Day. Okay, here's what I did Labor Day.
Talking to Tennessee Judd?
I went to Tennessee, and my wife, her family lives on a lake, which is great for me because then I have family that lives on a lake. And we went down there, and we took a boat out to a little island and partied with a bunch of truck drivers.
An island on the lake?
Yeah, well, just kind of like a
big island, a big lake.
Well, it is.
Or a small
It's
island.
Lake Cherokee. It's actually a pretty large lake.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they had a tent set up, and they were hanging out, and we were blasting redneck country music, and I was taking shots of Fireball out of a box, like a wine box, and we were drinking something called Bullfrog, which is apparently vodka mixed with like Crystal Light or Kool-Aid powder and like Mountain Dew or Sprite or something.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, we were partying with truck drivers, so I guess this is par for the course. So
that's what truck drivers do?
I guess I had the worst hangover of my entire life the next day, drinking Bullfrog. And what was that? What? What is that? What is that one even?
I don't know.
I don't know. You're just like pulling up random stuff now.
Hey now.
Okay.
So you were drinking. So truck drivers are out on a little island in the middle of a lake in Tennessee. How did they get their trucks on the island?
Well, they have like people don't realize this, but the trucks they actually their tires are floatable.
So they drove their trucks to this island.
Yeah. They actually it's like a transformer. The wheels like sprout paddles, and it's like a paddle boat. And it like takes you straight out there.
What's going on in Tennessee?
Oh man, it's awesome. I'm telling you. Yeah. Ask for some Bullfrog and Fireball from a box when you get there.
Fireball from a box. Well, I'll pass on the Fireball.
Yeah, I had a mix 6 of just some random stuff, nothing extravagant, but that was my Labor Day.
That's awesome, man.
Awesome. Yeah, no Braxton or anything like that. But what's going on around town? We got some events coming up.
Well, let's see. What do we got going on?
We got the one at Ethereal, which I'm going to.
I'm going to that September 23rd. Is that what it is? A Sunday?
Yeah,
is it the 23rd or 25th?
It's like I think it's the 23rd. It's a Funky Farmhouse Fest.
I didn't think I could go to it because I'm going
Funk Fest.
to be part of another thing that evening, storytelling at the Parachute Factory.
Okay.
I'm going to do that.
Is that
does that
involve beer?
Nope, that's something my wife put together.
Okay.
A little shout out to the Parachute Factory on that Sunday at 7 p.m. You hear people tell their stories of their first time. But because that's at 7 and this is from 12 to 5, hey, I got plenty of time, right?
Yeah.
I got 2 hours.
Okay.
From 5 to 7 to chill out.
Yeah,
eat a burrito or a taco.
September 25th at 12 p.m. That's when it is.
Yes. Okay. September 25th.
25th. That is indeed a Sunday.
So that'll be I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the tickets are really cool looking if you've ever seen them.
Well, I bought a whole slew of them and gave some to my friends. They're they're very vibrant.
That's very generous.
It feels like you're tripping acid when you're looking at them.
Now, when you go to a Sour Fest, do you recommend people take antacid
beforehand?
Tums or something?
I guess it.
Or how do you prepare your belly for all that?
You know what? You know what they ought to do. And if anybody from Ethereal is listening, you need to have like Alka-Seltzer or Tums like sponsor the event.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
That's
and like literally
idea.
have them walk around. And they have like little booths where like, you have like
brought to you by Alka-Seltzer.
yeah,
Tums.
yeah. Have like Tum samples and just like put them in like little like shot glasses or like little beer tasters, and that's how they give it to you. There you go.
As much vinegar as you want.
Yeah,
as long as you have Tums.
You buy your ticket and you get a taster. And you get like 3 Tums in there.
Taped to the back of the ticket, maybe? Or
no, you put it in the glass.
Oh, glass.
I would assume you're.
That's a good idea. Instead of tokens.
Yeah, you get a glass. I saw the glass. It's really cool looking. Little taster.
Oh, do we get a glass with that?
You get a taster.
That's
too.
a deal. You get a glass.
Yeah, I posted a picture of it to our Instagram and Twitter, which we have now. We have Instagram and Twitter.
You have.
Well, I have. I do it. You don't do it.
My Instagram is...
You're so jealous all of a sudden.
My Instagram is supplication.
Okay.
If you ever want to follow me on Instagram.
Well, yeah, you can follow him. Or you can follow COCBLOK, COCBLOK.
I saw a picture on COCBLOK of a guy with a tattoo on his arm holding out a beer at a lake. Was that you?
That was probably me.
You. Okay.
I would say there's a chance that's me since I'm the only one that posts on there.
Yeah. It's great pictures.
Yeah. So
anyway,
anyway,
I have to go back and look and see. I don't remember seeing the one with the taster.
I posted a picture. It was like one of those collages, and the ticket's on there, and you're right. They're actually really cool looking tickets. They're
awesome.
super vibrant. And then there's the little taster. It's kind of like it's a stem.
It's a stem. Wow.
But it's got like a little bulbous
like
bottom.
A 4-ounce stem.
Yeah, kind of. But it's kind of like a flute, like a tulip.
Is it like the Alltech ones where they're kind of like
no.
You know what I'm talking about? The narrow on the bottom and the wider on the top.
Those aren't stems, though, are they?
No, they're not stems.
No, this one is actually, it's got a base and like a little,
like, have you seen the Cantillon ones they do for Swansea Day? They're really tiny, but they have a stem. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's not like that either. I'll show you a picture when we take a break here. I'll show
Everybody
you
go on Instagram and look at
COCBLOK. But that's spelled COCBLOK.
Right.
I know someone's going to be like,
get some other kind of
what kind of show is this? That's ridiculous. But anyway, September 25th, check out Ethereal's Facebook page.
Do you think it'll be crowded?
I don't know. Have they ever done an event like this before?
Not that I know of.
No, I don't either.
But I assume they're going to turn all their taps over.
Yes.
Are they 12? How many taps do they have over?
Now, from what I understand, they have their taps. They actually have a one of those mobile units.
Oh, they're going to do...
They got a giant cooler they bought.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they got it secondhand from somewhere, and I saw it, and they got a lot of cleaning up to do on it. But they're going to open that up, too.
That's awesome.
And I assume they're going to open up the garage where the brewery is, because they don't have a ton of space there. When you factor that they're right next to the restaurant there.
I'm sure it'll be a great day out. So if you can hang out on the patio.
Yes.
If that's allowed.
Yeah.
Then you'd have the patio, the main part, the part with the dartboards, and then will they open up with the fermenters? I don't know. That seems kind of dangerous, maybe.
I would think they would. I think they would. A lot of breweries have done it. You look at places like Rheingeist in Cincinnati; it's open all the time. Basically, just put like a little rope around, you got a velvet rope or something like that. Heck, do beer tours, while you're there or whatever. So yeah, they had a total of, I believe. Do you remember how many tickets they had
to sell?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know how many they had.
I can't remember either. I don't want to say a number.
More than... Well, you don't know.
A number pop... Well,
it would have to be in the hundreds, I would
Chris told me. I think it's like 150. And I may be wrong. I'll double check with him. I'll shoot him a message here in a second. But if they're not sold out already, they're probably going fast. So, again, check out their Facebook page for more information.
This has got to be the very first that I can think of Sour Beer Fest in Lexington.
In Lexington?
I mean, not counting, like, someplace turning over 8 taps, but
like
actually having an actual
devoted to just sour.
And mostly, I mean, I know Blue Stallion does a little a sour thing, but it's not like this because this is mostly local. I think this is mostly Kentucky.
It is actually.
Is it all Kentucky or mostly?
They posted a list.
It's against the grain. Ethereal, I think Blue Stein obviously represented too.
Almost all the Lexington breweries are there. I remember. But yeah, it's almost mostly exclusively Kentucky. Yeah, which is cool too because we are COCBLOK and we're always promoting Kentucky. But not that there's not good beer out there otherwise.
A little bit.
Yeah. So you're not going
to this? No, I'm going. I got a ticket.
Okay.
I figured it out that I can. It's 12 to 5. The other thing is it's 7 at night. Hey, I can fill my belly for 5 hours of sour beer. Go get a burrito
just
somewhere
shove it in,
and just show up. Man.
Instead of a taster, can I have a funnel?
Most sours are, 5%?
Yeah, and that's the good thing about sour ale.
What do I have? I had
ale.
I don't know if they're representative of this. I can't remember, but I had yesterday Central State's Garden. Have you had this in the can? Brand new 16-ounce can, 3-point-something%.
Yeah. I saw it. Yeah. I went to Red State Taps in Georgetown, and they have it on tap? They have it on draft, yeah.
Yeah. I still want to make my way up to that, too. How's the food up there? Good?
amazing.
No.
In my opinion, they have the best barbecue in the Central Kentucky
Over
area.
Blue Door?
Well, this is an ongoing thing with me and our buddy Jason Hale. He brought me to Blue Door with some Chicago buddies.
Yeah.
And we went down there and they got some ribs and I got some pork. It was horrible.
What?
Yeah, everything about it was bad. It was dried out.
All of you agree that it was horrible?
All across the board. And he tried to say that they were just off their game that day.
Maybe.
We did go late in the day. It was like 3.
I've had really good brisket there.
Yeah, they were out of brisket.
Yeah.
They were out of brisket and the ribs were dry. Everything else was blah. I told him I'd go back again, but I was not impressed.
Big fan of Blue Door.
I love Red State. I think they're excellent. Have you been to Red State?
No.
So you haven't been to either location?
No, I think if we've had them, it's been mobile.
I haven't had the mobile. I heard the mobile is a little off.
I think mobile is never as good when it comes to barbecue.
No.
Like the one that just opened in Nicholasville, Lyles. I think they're pretty good in Nicholasville.
You talking about the mobile or the store?
No, the store in Nicholasville.
They've been open for a little while.
Yeah, like a year or so.
Yeah.
But before that in the mobile, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But I thought the store was much better.
Yeah.
But
well,
beer and barbecue go together. That's for sure. So Red Taps has really good list too, right?
Yeah, they got a strong emphasis on local stuff. Like I said, they got the Central State. They had 2 Central State. They had the House in
House
cans
is the other
too.
one.
That bright red can.
I've heard a rumor that they are opening another location within Lexington.
Red State?
Yeah, Red State.
That would be great.
At an area that now it's a rumor.
Okay.
So I can't confirm nor deny.
Why don't we reach out to him?
We should. That it is in a location that's becoming very popular and hip.
Are you talking about a place where there's a brewery currently and they're going to be opening another restaurant?
I might be.
Okay.
But not a restaurant brewery, just a restaurant. I heard it was just a restaurant.
Okay.
In that area.
Well, I'm sure they'll have
vicinity.
I'm sure they're going to have taps.
Location.
I'm sure they're going to have taps.
Love taps, yeah.
And there's actually, before you go, I can see you're itching to push that play music button. Have you ever had barbecue at Willie's?
Yeah,
locally known.
Yeah,
their stuff's really good.
I think Willie's is pretty good.
I was surprised. I didn't expect much.
The thing about for us when going there, we get there like 5 and it's still cool. We leave at 6:30 and there's a line out the door.
Yeah. And they get like a live act on, and then like they actually pull people in and it gets crowded. But Kendra and I did the same thing. We went there and it was dead. We walked
people
right in,
with kids
sat down.
walk in early.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's just like people are paying cover charges, and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Because they have music sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. But we got right in. Their stuff was really good.
And I no offense to Willie's, but I have one complaint.
Their beer wasn't that great.
I think the beer list is fine. Not for nerds, but it's fun because it's all locally represented.
Yeah.
But the people who serve the beer,
they don't know it.
They don't know what they're serving.
No.
You say, and they'll say things. I hate when I go to a place and it says, what do you call it when the taps change all the time?
Like rotator?
Rotating tap, right? And you go, okay, so what's the rotating tap?
Yes.
I think it's a wheat beer.
You know what always happens?
No, what's the brewery? Yeah. And what is the beer?
You know what always happens?
Beer.
They'll look at their thing and they'll be like, hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
And then they'll have to run and go out.
And then 15 minutes later they come back. Okay, can I take a... Yes, what is the rotating tap?
What's the damn taps?
Just learn the list. I mean, not asking too much. Man.
Well, on that note, we'll play some music. And you and I had talked about this a while back, and we talked about talking on the air, and it's something that's kind of it affected me very specifically, but I think it's going to become a lot more widespread and prominent with the growth of craft beer in these places that don't necessarily accentuate the beer they don't really push the beer to their servers is quality control.
Quality control.
Yeah, and I had a big issue like that, but put some music on and then we'll come back and we'll welcome back to COCBLOK, the Coalition of Craft Beer Lovers of Kentucky, on 93.9 WLXU FM. My name is Matt.
And I am Jeff.
And we have been talking about, we got a big beer fest coming up at Ethereal on the 25th of September. We'll need to get...
There have been a few. We got to get Brandon here to talk about it and promote it. And there have been a few sour fests. Everyone knows, a lot of people know about the Upland one, which is called, what's that one called? The Midwest Sour, Wild and Funk. And Against the Grain recently just did one, the Wild and Sour in America, and just a few weeks ago, I think. Wait, what day are we on now? 12, maybe a week or so ago.
Oh, really?
In Louisville. So this is a paradigm shift. Maybe this Sour Fest, because you're getting a lot of people are coming out for Sour Fest, not just nerds.
And I think it's cool that we're seeing these styles kind of proliferate now. These what once were eclectic styles, and now that are becoming like pretty mainstream. It's a little it's a little too much for my esophagus. Just focusing on nothing but sour beers, but I do enjoy them.
I do. But sometimes it really hits me.
Yeah, it's after you get halfway through. You're
I don't know.
Oh, so much sour.
It's because
beer.
I'm almost 62 years old.
I know,
or
right?
what? But
You've
I
been 62 for like
even the
8
other
years.
day. There's that new Jolly Pumpkin Monkish collab. It's got the funny name. You know what I'm talking about?
That's like every.
It's the one where you're trying to buy the bottle, and even the person who behind the counter is like, "What is this called?
Yeah.
I can't read it on the label." This one is called. Hold on a second.
Well,
Cucurbitphobia. Anyways, after drinking the whole 750, I did feel it in my belly.
Nice.
Yeah, but you feel it. You feel that.
Yeah.
That.
it's rough, and it's all in your mouth and everything, and
I drink a lot of I drink a lot of coffee during the day, 3 or 4 cups. So I drink a lot of acidic things, anyways.
Yeah.
A lot of vinegar on
your
salads.
teeth are going to start falling out soon.
Yeah. Well, all my teeth are fake. Did you know that? I had them replaced.
All you got to do is buy some new ones.
I wanted to beat that before it happened. I knew if you're going to lose your teeth one day, just replace them now.
Just go ahead and pull them
Yeah,
out.
get
Yeah.
ahead of the game. Get ahead of the curve and get fake teeth
They're
now.
actually made of
A,
ceramic.
makes brushing much easier because you're not going to get cavities.
Yeah.
And B, you're getting them when they're cheaper. In 20 years, it's going to be more expensive to buy fake teeth.
Inflation. That's what it is. That's
fake teeth.
Economics 101 by Dr. Fabulous right there.
Fake teeth inflation.
Teethflation.
Yeah,
Anyway,
teethflation.
so we were talking about some of the barbecue joints around town, which barbecue and beer go good together, almost as good as pizza and beer. And I want to talk about quality control, which
Yes.
I think is. I don't want to act like more of those sound bites. You're completely ruining the show for me. I'm gonna find a guest host to just like sit in my spot now.
Quality control.
God, those are so bad.
They're great.
Those are so bad.
I just got to time them better.
That
They're
is
great.
Yeah, well, the timing and the
What if it was a
content is
Flintstone soundboard? Would that be better?
That might be
if there was
better.
Yabba Dabba Doo.
I might be okay with
Okay,
that.
we might do that one.
But okay, well,
Right. Quality control, but this
I
is
don't-
the biggest complaint you hear from people. One of the biggest complaints about beer is quality control.
especially from the beer nerds that know a lot
Yeah.
about it, of course. And I don't want to say it's detrimental at this point, but I've encountered a couple of pretty egregious errors from wait staff, from people
Yeah.
in restaurants that they should know better because they're representing the product. And when they serve you something that's completely different, and in order to save face, they're trying to act like you're wrong and they're right, it damages the reputation of the company that they're trying to represent when they serve them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, is that the same issue as quality control, or just being prepared and being?
I think it's quality control from the brewery standpoint.
If the servers don't know what they're serving.
Yeah, if Country Boy serves if they put what's the brown shotgun wedding, and that's on tap everywhere, and you put it in like let's say some corner bar where they never have craft beer, and the only one that they're familiar with Country Boy is Cougar Bait. And this is just an example.
Right.
And then somebody orders a shotgun wedding, or they order like they say like, I want a Cougar Bait, and they give them a shotgun wedding, and they're like, it's completely different. And let's say they wanted something that was very light and bright and sessionable, and then they get something that's vanilla heavy and brown. They're like, this pisses me off because I wanted the Country Boy beer that I know, and you gave me this other crap which is completely different. And they're like, oh no, that's what it is. I don't know what to tell you because you're wrong. And that's how it's been coming across in a few times that I've encountered it.
I like to. We have a phone number. I can see it on the board. Bar owners should call in and explain to us, if you own a bar,
Yeah.
why don't you let your servers just taste every beer that goes on tap so at least they know what it tastes like?
Yeah.
And just give them a basic guidebook that says what an IPA is, what a wheat is, what a brown is, that they can learn in a night or two. And then when a
Yes.
customer asks them, well, what is a brown ale? They can explain it in 2 words or 3 words. It's got a little chocolate. It's a little
Yeah. Now, I will tell you, I've ran a bar, and I can tell you.
ran a bar?
Yeah, I can tell you.
Here in
from-
Lexington?
Yeah.
What was it
Actually, I
called?
was the general manager of Bar Louie way back in the day.
Oh, Bar Louie,
yeah.
I've heard that
yeah,
place.
over in
That's
Lexington.
before my
Crane.
time, but I've
yeah,
heard of it,
well,
yeah.
it's before my time. But I can tell you from experience that you can do those things, and the type of employees you have in the food and beverage industry, there's a lot of turnover, and there's a lot of there's this very fickle mentality.
That's right.
Yeah, where people are just in and out all the time because it's a tips based business, and a lot of times those kind of people, they're not getting an hourly paycheck, they're not getting raises, they're not getting bonuses, they're not there for the long haul, so they don't really invest a whole lot of time and attention into learning their craft. There are some.
You're talking about the
I'm talking
managers,
about the
the servers. servers.
I'm talking about the servers and the bartenders, but mainly the servers.
But if I'm a server and I can do a good job explaining what something is and getting the customer what he or she wants, isn't it more likely I'll get a better tip?
Your average server is around 21 years of age, trying to get money to pay for beer for that night. So they can get drunk.
I'll get more beer for that.
So they can get drunk, and then they got to go back to school and do their college class or whatever. They can't. These are kids. They don't think past that. Now, I'm not trying to say there's no, the ownership isn't to blame and they should be held accountable. But there's a lot of steps, and I can see why it's hard to maintain that kind of quality.
If I'm the owner and I've invested that much money in a restaurant or a bar, and all the equipment and the salaries, and if there is insurance and whatnot, I would want my servers to know what it is they're serving, so I can sell more of it.
And that's the key. I think it actually, it's going to come down to management and owners, and maybe even, like somebody like the actual manufacturers, like the Country Boys and the West Six, to have some sort of secret shopper go into these places. And I mean, secret shopping's been around for food and stuff forever.
And maybe someone in the distribution business can explain why are distribution reps not more involved in the education process, because they want to sell more products, they want to move more kegs.
I think they ought to be.
And rather than just order something off the sheet.
In my experience,
why don't they do a better job in some cases, anyways, promoting the products that they've signed on to represent?
In my experience, it's come down to them promoting the product and teaching about the product up until they get the sale.
I mean,
once they get the sale, then it's like, what's next? And they also get bonuses from places like AB.
Of course.
And, Miller
but sometimes you see at takeovers, distro reps, and not just from the brewery, but from the distributor come by, throw some swag on the table and whatever, and then explain to a few customers what it is they're drinking. But they should go to the restaurants too if they're not already doing that, and help, because the more kegs I can sell to Restaurant X, the better off my business is as well, and better off Restaurant X is, because then they can move more merchandise.
Well, here's the most recent experience I had, and I don't feel bad saying it on air, because A, no one's listening, but B, because
Todd Takei's listening.
Todd Takei's listening. But I think it needs to be known anyway. And if somebody does something wrong or whatever, I'm not trying to rub it in anybody's face, but it's like, I think this was a pretty egregious example when it comes to beer specifically. And a lot of these servers and stuff, when it comes to wine has been around has been popular for hundreds of years. So restaurants spend a lot more time teaching people about wine. There's entire courses on it. Beer's getting there. It's not there yet, obviously, but I went to a place we were just talking about, Red State Taps in Georgetown, and I love their food. And I sat down with my wife and my kid, and I ordered I can't remember the specific name of the beer, but I looked it up online, and it was described as a Belgian quad. Okay, and it was from Dry Ground?
Dry Ground. I remember you telling us about this.
Paducah, And I was like, oh, that sounds good. It's like 13% ABV. Okay? So I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of good. I want to try that. I've never had it before. Waitress, super nice girl, very young, very pretty. Had like 5 other tables too. That's how I know she was busy. I ordered the beer. She comes back with something that's like, it's pale, it's light. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I've seen triples and stuff that are pretty light in color, so I didn't think anything of it. I took a sip. Extremely light, extremely hoppy. It almost tasted like a session IPA, but I'd say it was probably like a pale ale or something like that. And I asked her, I was like, "Is this the right beer?" And she goes, "What'd you order again?" I was like, "I got the Dry Ground," and their board didn't say what kind of beer it was, but it did have the name on there. And I was like, "This is," I looked it up. It said it's a Belgian quad. I expected it to be a little bit higher. They did have the ABV on the board. It said 13%, and I was like, "This does not taste like 13%." Plus, they served it in a 16-ounce shaker, so they'd be completely over-serving me if they were. And she's like, "No, that's the right one. I double-checked. That's the right beer." So obviously, there was a disconnect somewhere. But I got completely served the wrong product. So my impression, and I rated that beer online, and it was probably the wrong beer. I'm 99.99% sure, but I rated the beer. That I said I was getting. Nobody's on rate beer. I rated on Untapped, and I didn't go to Dry Ground to tell them this. I didn't email them or anything like that. But I would say they would be pretty upset if they knew that a customer was trying to order one of their beers, got something that was completely different, and gave them a poor review on that beer because they were served the wrong thing based on what they were told by the staff that gave it to them.
I hear you, brother.
I think that's something that's going to need to require a little bit more attention. We're going to be seeing secret shoppers and stuff for breweries, and this whole thing has been led up to the fact that I'm starting a secret shopping company for... I'm just kidding. I would totally do it though.
Well,
Well, what?
I was waiting for my cue on my.
Oh, your stupid sound bites. I'm gonna keep talking. Anyway, so Red State's got some really good food. I think you need to go there.
That was good.
You've got to cut that out. I'm gonna smash.
Hi, Mommy. Are you proud of me? So
There's like no relevance, no context there at all. Just random sound bites.
I love it. So you're listening to WLXU FM 93.9 Lexington Community Radio. We need to take a short break, but we go back. Maybe we'll talk. In addition to quality control, we could talk about someone who was known as a master of beer quality control when he was at InBev, and then at Stone, who's now on the move.
Welcome back to COCBLOK, the coalition of craft beer lovers of Kentucky.
On Kentucky.
On Kentucky at
Prepositions are just
on 93.9 WLXU at Lexington, under Kentucky, above.
You know, as in 8th grade, we had to learn like 100. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Were you memorize like 100 prepositions?
About, above, across,
no,
after,
like,
against.
It was like it was like 100 of them or something.
Yeah,
you had to repeat
along,
them.
amongst, around, as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
This is the worst pedagogy in the world.
Pedagogy.
That means teaching for all of you people out there in Lexington.
This is the word. This is the verb show. Or
It's a verb show. That's not a verb. It's
No.
pedagogy. It's a noun.
This is the.
But good job.
Let's talk about more beer stuff.
So we're talking about quality control, and I think if you're at Anheuser-Busch, you probably are pretty good at quality control. And Mitch Steele learned a lot about quality control, I'm pretty sure, when he was at Anheuser-Busch and brewing the same batch again and again.
Yarn.
And then at Stone, one of the largest craft breweries in America. And now, we knew a few weeks ago or months ago that he was leaving Stone. He was the IPA guy, the developer of Enjoy By, and a lot of other lovely, lovely hoppy beers.
It looks
at
like you're
Stone.
making love to your microphone right now. He's got his hand on the back and he's like shoving it down.
Hey, not that there's anything wrong with that. Anyway, he is off and running for a long time. Microphone check. 1, 2. This microphone's big, man. It doesn't smell bad. It used to. No, it doesn't. There was a time when this
It's
microphone.
not too big for you. You can handle it.
I don't know. It was a time when this microphone really stank, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cool
Very
now.
good now.
Anyways, we found out finally where he is going. He's going to Atlanta, Georgia, which is an interesting choice to open a brew pub with some investors, and maybe, as you've noted to me privately, a chain of brew pubs. We're not sure.
Based on the context
Based
of
on
the article I
the
read.
press
Yeah.
release.
With a company called American Beer Works.
American Beer Works. Interesting choice to go to Atlanta. Brew pubs now can fill growlers in Atlanta.
Okay.
But
without wooden tokens?
No
given
wooden
to them
tokens.
by English porters?
Breweries cannot. So someone in Georgia legislature who's probably didn't even go to college can explain why this is a law that if you're in a brewery you can't fill a growler, but if you're in a brew pub you can fill a growler. What's the difference other than one has food and one doesn't? I don't know. You're not going to drink the beer there anyways.
Yeah. We need to start calling people and get them on the air.
We need. You know what?
Like call
That's a great idea.
Atlantean lawmaker.
You're on the phone with COCBLOK and Lexington, in Kentucky. What?
I swear it's a serious show, man. Come on.
Senator Harkin, tell me. Why can you not buy a growler in a brewery, but you can? Why are you talking like that? I don't know.
That's how you get started out. Why? Why?
Did you or did you not break into Watergate?
So
you know what Watergate was? You don't know what that is?
I'm not 62. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Well. So anyways, he's going to Atlanta, which is kind of good for me in 2017 because I go down there a lot.
Yeah.
And I will definitely visit that place.
Well, this company he's joining is two other guys that also have background with Anheuser-Busch. And
You think this is a conspiracy?
It could be. I'd like to say that out loud because it's fun.
It's kind of like he was a craft beer plant for however many 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's known for 20 years.
He was AB.
Right, but it's like you know how in the 50s and 60s they used to think that Russian spies were being planted here as kids and they would grow up.
Yeah,
and then eventually
they have the trigger word.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like it's Manchurian Candidate kind of stuff. So just maybe, he didn't really leave Anheuser-Busch in New Hampshire to go to Stone. He was a plant.
Yeah.
And he's been living. What do you call that when they like they're underground and then suddenly boom they get their code and they come out?
Yeah, there's they get the trigger word and all of a sudden it's like they're like
so he's been learning craft all these years at Stone.
Yeah.
In order to open an Anheuser-Busch brew pub.
And they're gonna be like, it's still craft beer, and then all of a sudden, his trigger word is he's gonna make
small place.
beer for Anheuser-Busch
in Atlanta, and probably only make like 1,000 barrels a year, but that's okay.
But yeah, this article I read, all three of these guys have roots with Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
Take that as you will. They're no longer with the company. Maybe
Maybe they still are.
Yeah, but they are. They have a lot of extensive background in beer, and by the context of the article, they said they are a company that is producing brew pubs and breweries, which makes it sound like they're going to do more than one and put it under a conglomerate umbrella, which sounds very, very big beer-ish, or it could be a chain.
Don't we have enough brew pub chains? Gordon Beers, Rock Bottom, BJ's. There's more than that even. I'm just naming
we
three.
just got the BJ's in Lexington.
I think there are more than that. I mean, do we
sure
need...
there are.
Now, on the other hand, there's like the Pizza Port in California, which is a kind of mini chain, but it's only in California. It's
but they've only got...
3 maybe.
I don't know if that qualifies because they're still very mom and pop-ish, right? But yeah, you got your Gordon Beers. I've never been a huge fan of theirs. I've had some Rock Bottom beer that I've actually enjoyed.
In Atlanta, you have 5 seasons. There's more than one 5 seasons.
Okay.
Have you ever been to 5 seasons?
Familiar.
What other kind of breweries are like that where there's more than one?
Well, I mean,
There's like a chain.
Yeah,
there's internal chains like in Atlanta. There's a few 2 or 3 in Atlanta that are 5 seasons, but then there's Rock Bottom in like however many states.
I guess it all depends on like your motivation.
And we got a BJ's here, and just no, we not one of us. We not together. We got a BJ's in Lexington.
Context.
But it's a brew pub chain where they only brew their beer off premise at Texas or wherever, and then they drive it.
Now, does BJ's make all their beer at one giant warehouse and they just disseminate through?
I think they have 2 or 3 breweries.
Okay, just for whatever's closer.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. BJ's,
I've never been to BJ's, so I don't know.
I went on there. They did like the before they opened, where they get friends and family or whatever. My wife knows somebody that works there.
So you got like a special invite?
Yeah, and we got free food. It was great. We had to pay for the beer, and I actually had a couple beers there that were really good. Nothing that I would go out.
Their beers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One was it was an IPA of some sort, ginger IPA, I think it was. Pretty good.
It's closer to my house.
Yeah, I mean, if you're around there and you want to stop in for a beer, I mean, I don't think you're going to like.
On my radar.
You're not going to die from it, and you're not going to like get pissed because you're like, oh, I had a BJ's beer. Now they had a whiskey barreled stout. It was
Oh, was it?
Oh God,
I think that one's one of the higher rated ones.
It was like really thin, and it just tasted like ethanol. It kind of tasted like, you know how you get like a barrel to put your stout in, I guess, and you get a wet barrel, so it gets a lot of that kind of like the flavor compounds from the bourbon. But if you actually mix whiskey in the beer, how it just kind of it thins it out, and then you get like a crap load of ethanol, which is alcohol, and then it just tastes like really boozy and really thin, even though it's like super high ABV.
I don't know.
That's what it tastes like.
I don't know what it's like now, but I had heard when they opened, the line was out the door. People were waiting to get seated, which just shows that any Applebee's or Bennigan's could brew beer and bring them in because it's the same idea, the same logic, the same kind of food.
I don't think so. I think they started in beer, and there's still the craft beer industry is still the market segment is still growing. There's a lot of immature people in the sense that they're still learning, and I think their BJ's Brewhouse. A lot of these younger market people are just like, oh, that sounds like you've got the roots in beer.
Who are already in that area going to P.F. Chang's or Cheesecake Factory, and then they're like, hey, a brewery, let's go over there.
Exactly. But if you said Applebee's Brewhouse, you're gonna be like, they didn't start in beer because I'm a craft beer.
Maybe I think the CEO at Applebee's should get on the phone with us, and we can.
We'll call him. He'll be the first guy we call next show.
So tell me, why haven't you had a? There's a phone number. I'm really excited to use that. Now that I know the phone number, I don't even know if I should say it over the air because I don't know how to use the phone on the computer.
Someone's gonna call. We're gonna start like hammering on buttons.
I know a lot of people have been saying to me, "Hey, Dr. Fabulous, when can we call in the show?" What's my wife saying that? Can we call in the show and
That's your kid saying
and go
that.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey?
That's your kid saying that, but then they roll their eyes when they call you Dr. Fabulous.
Oh, no.
Dr. Fabulous.
I'm Dr. Fabulous. Well, I think that's very exciting news. And I guess the other big kind of conglomerate, now that we're talking about conglomerates like BJ's news, is the purchase by InBev of Bastille's, which makes Triple Carmelique, Bach, and what's it called?
Roos? Yeah, really?
Yeah,
RUSS?
Yep, they make all those beers, and it's not. And I think what was interesting to me when I read this story is they paid $200 million for a brewery that has $20 million in sales. So that's really crazy. I mean,
why?
That's a good question.
See, now this is actually
where half of its production is exported to the United States. So they're not even selling that much in Belgium to begin with. But they don't. It would take 10 years just to get that $200 million back.
Oh wait, I thought you said $2 million.
They have $20 million in sales. Is what I read.
I swear I thought you said $2 million.
No, $20 million.
Like $2 million. I thought you said they bought it for $2 million.
And they bought it for $200.
$200 million.
Now,
Okay,
and it's
that's
a family. What makes this different than some of the other purchases is it's been in the family for however many 100 years or whatever. It has been a privately owned family brewery in Belgium.
I didn't even realize that because they have a very popular portfolio.
Mm-hmm. And Triple Caramel is very popular.
Oh yeah, and it's a great beer too. I like it.
Yeah. Now it's InBev.
Okay, well InBev they're just slinging money left and right.
First thing that happens are people online saying, "That's it, man. Not drinking that anymore."
Yeah, which I can't remember the last time I got a triple Carmelite, honestly.
No.
It's good stuff though.
But I have one of those roosters in my fridge.
I'll say that I will still buy a quote unquote AB InBev Miller Coors. How many names are in their name now?
If they buy Miller Coors, yeah, it's everything.
I heard they got approved. Anyway,
yeah, it hasn't gone through yet, but that's the big purchase.
Yeah.
They're going to be Miller Coors InBev something or other.
Miller Coors, Bastilles, AB InBev. But yeah, I'll drink one of those products every once in a while if the mood strikes, because there's still some of those brands. I mean, the beer's still good. Like sometimes I want a lighter Belgian beer, and I like
We
Lafay.
know
I think
that
Lafay Blonde's really good.
Every day after Thanksgiving, a lot of people
You're doing another soundbite, aren't you?
I'm just saying, people buy Bourbon County.
I'm gonna start throwing stuff.
Oh, you got to listen to this one. This one's great.
Is it ever gonna play? Because you start pushing
first of all,
buttons.
it's not even on.
There you go.
But
learn how to work the board.
Man.
What? What?
Hello.
What is that?
What is that?
What is that?
Hello.
If you know this,
Hello.
this is Scary Delavate from the Halftime Show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is a great one. This is fun for my wife.
We just out of the 12 people listening, like 6 of them just tuned
I
out.
lost my lover and I lost my best friend.
That's not even funny. Like, I don't even understand why you're laughing.
It's just hilarious.
Like, there's some guy like in a gutter right now, like saying that, and you're just like laughing.
Well, we're in the last 10 minutes of the show, so
so you're just like throwing it away.
This is a professional radio show. I think we're getting close to syndication. What do you think? We're gonna be like Tony Twitch and syndicate this show?
Yeah.
I think we could.
I'd say within the next 30 years we'll be there.
Next 30 years, we'll probably be ready for syndication.
Yeah. It's relatively speaking, we're close.
Viacom, ABC, CNN. Someone should pick this show up, I think.
Okay. So have you had any other good beers at it?
Oh no, man. I think I counted from Friday to Friday. There were like 54 new beers or something I had tried, which I felt good. But that was also I had 24 new ticks at the Festivals, which you didn't go to.
No. What was the highlight there? We should have talked about that.
Festivals was good. I really enjoyed it this year, and what I enjoyed the most was the Kentucky focus.
What's that?
Meaning there were a lot of Kentucky breweries.
I'm sorry. I thought that was like a name of a beer.
Represented that hadn't been.
Yeah.
So, whatchamacallit out of Somerset, Jarfly had a really nice blueberry saison.
Okay.
But I tell you, who's really killing it these days is our good friend Scott Hand and Monic. I mean, his Tropic of Cancer.
I haven't had it.
It was a really good double IPA. And recently I had on tap at Hopcat the batch 1, which the story I guess is it was a stout. The first batch they did at Monic, they didn't like it. They felt it was too dry or whatever. Put it back in the barrel. It's really.
It's called Batch 1?
It's called Batch 1.
Okay.
And
is it on right now?
It was on last... It probably is. I'm sure it's not sold out yet. It was on last week. And there was the barrel-aged Quinoa Nahar, which was nice. That was on Hopcat last week. But I think Monic is definitely making its way into one of the top Kentucky breweries. Okay. There was barrel-aged Dry Ground at Festival. That was great.
Okay. That's the one that made the cover of Beer Advocate.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. They won the award at the Great American Beer Fest or something.
Yeah. Rooster had another sour.
That's what put them on the cover.
Was Rooster sour? I think it was called Bad Puppy.
Yeah, I remember him actually. He posted something like that online.
Yeah, there was good stuff being poured.
Well, cool, man. Cool. So that was a good festival. I missed out.
How come you didn't go? Oh, you were in Lake.
I was in Tennessee partying with truck drivers and drinking Fireball from a wine box.
Yeah, I love the party with truck drivers, man.
And Bullfrog. Remember that Bullfrog vodka. Kool-Aid powder and Mountain Dew.
Kids, don't try this at home.
It tastes just as good. It sounds just as good as it sounds.
Bomb. Yeah. You wake up the next day with your pants around your head.
With the worst hangover of your life. My head was
on the family on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, pudding all over your feet. You're like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what happened, man. But I had the best time.
It gets you every time, man.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So I think we said a lot.
Just sign us out.
Maybe too much. On the COCBLOK, the coalition of craft beer lovers of Kentucky, 93.9 WLXU FM, Lexington Community Radio. Support your community radio. Up next is another great show. Stay tuned.